Over 100 young men from across Gauteng will today commit to playing their part to end gender-based violence. They've gathered in Muldersdrift along with officials from the Gauteng Legislature. Our reporter Malungelo Boy is there and gives us the story. Malungelo, very good morning to you. We saw gender-based violence, commitments to end gender-based violence taking place in Alexandra. You were there witnessing and listening to some of the stories. Talk to us about what's happening there.
That's right, Impo. In fact, we are in Muldersdrift, as you rightfully said. There's about 100 young men from across Gauteng that have gathered here to essentially being molded into becoming better men in society. And of course, they've spent the weekend here. There are mentors that are also helping them out. I'll tell you why this program, Impo, it's so important. If you look into the numbers, gender-based violence is something that we speak about in South Africa every day. In fact, by the end of today, we know that 3 women would have been killed by their partners. And of course, officials in Gauteng telling us yesterday that they receive, there's about 10,000 cases of gender-based violence that are recorded in the province every year. This program then becomes very important. So I want to bring in Umpapa Kanyane. He's the deputy chairperson of committees in the Gauteng Legislature. As you can hear, Mpo, there's a bit of clapping, and that's a sign really that this program is now underway. So thank you so much for your time. What was the idea behind this initiative?
Yeah, you will really recall, and you have said it very correctly, that also as the Gauteng Provincial Legislature, we wanted to add a hand because the community, the society, they rose in exasperation and they are very angry as the afflicted. So we are saying, let's really come up with practical measures to address the issue of gender-based violence. That's why we are here today. We gathered men, we gathered boys in Gauteng. We are here to talk about the issue and make sure that we really plow the seed and then groom our children and make sure that they grow up as real men without really putting a hand into the opposite sex.
What are you saying then as part of this program? What are you telling the young men?
That's true. We are saying let's start them young as they are, and then we want really to make it very clear that all this misguided notion that a man is a man, where we separate in terms of gender. These are the issues that we're really addressing. To say we are human beings, we don't see a woman, we don't see a man, we see human beings. That's what they're talking about. And then again, what we are really instilling is that they must really earn respect. Whatever they do, it must be based on respect, so that in future they become responsible, young, responsible men.
So one of the persons that I've seen here is Sheikh Mashaba. Tell me about his role and why you brought a person like him to such an event.
You would really understand that if you talk about Mashaba, who's international acclaimed, in his life he has been working with boys as a soccerite. And then he knows the boys, how they behave, and that's why we have to choose him to say, based on this experience, he will be really a better person to make sure that he takes them out of the experience and put them where the society wants them to be.
So there's also a pledge or a GPL men's pledge that we all have to take by the end of this day. Tell me what that pledge actually entails and what is expected out of everyone that's here.
That's true. Out of the 2 from yesterday up to today, based on the school that they really went through, we're saying out of all the things that we're really talking about, it must not really be a talk shop. Now let's pledge. Let's commit ourselves to say not in our name. And then in pledging, we are saying we are committing that we are not really going to transgress the rules. We are not really going to repeat silly mistakes. We are really making a vow to say no more turning back. We are moving forward. That is the pledge, what it's all about.
All right, sir, thank you so much for your time.
I thank you.
All right, Mpo. That's Papa Kanyane. He's the deputy chairperson of committees in the Gauteng Legislature. And of course, we're looking forward, Mpho, perhaps also interacting with some of the young men that have been part of this program to actually hear what is it that they have learned from it and what are their thoughts about this particular program as well. As you've heard Mr. Kanyane there saying that what they're trying to do is to make sure that we have better men who know how to treat and behave around women.
Very well. Let's leave it there for now. Our reporter Malungelo Boy out at that talk, of course, looking forward to hearing from how the response is when it comes to receiving this information that is all in aid of grooming men and ensuring that they are well socialized.